guys, let's go today over how to understand the risk to reward ratio, so the RR. So let's take a look at this. Okay, so this little box right here that you can find on the left right here, and you just need to click on this little icon. You have long position and short position, and if you select one and click on the chart, something like this will appear. So this is your risk to reward tool. So for example, if you click on this risk to reward tool, you will see in the middle this little box, and inside of it there's risk/reward ratio and a number after it. So for example, if we start with the number 1, that means that if you risk 1%, you will gain exactly the same amount. So 1% risk to 1% gain. For example, if we illustrate it in the chart, right here you enter your trade, and for example your stop loss is $10. So for example, if your trade hits stop loss, so like that, you will lose $10, okay? But for example, if your trade finally hits take profit, as your risk to reward ratio is 101, you will receive $10 because you have your take profit hit with the risk to reward ratio 101. Now imagine you increased your take profit, okay? So you entered the trade here, your take profit was there, but now you increase it there, okay? Means that now if you click right here, the risk to reward ratio is not anymore 1, it's now 2. So it means exactly the same. You risk 1%, so you're gonna lose $10 if your trade hit stop loss. However, now as your risk to reward ratio is 102, if you hit take profit, now you will win not $10 but $20. Okay, now that we understood the basics, let's know how to move your risk to reward ratio around to have a better profit, because you understood that more your risk to reward ratio is big, more you have profits. So there's two options how you can change the risk to reward ratio. The first one is to increase your take profit. So for example, this is my take profit. If I move, you'll see the risk to reward ratio will move. For example, if I have a better take profit, if my take profit is bigger, I'm gonna have a bigger risk to reward ratio. The other thing is to reduce your stop loss, and this part you need to be very careful, because it doesn't mean that you have a tight stop loss, it's necessarily better. It really depends of your strategy, and it's better to have a bigger stop loss but to be safe than having a too small stop loss and getting kicked out of trades for nothing. So right here it's exactly the same thing. If my stop loss was 10 pips and now I reduce it to 5 pips, so my stop loss is tighter, you will set my risk to reward changed as well. So basically what you need to do to understand your risk to reward is just you take the number of the risk to reward, so in this case 2, and you multiply this number by the risk. So for example, you risk $10 multiplied by 2, so you have $20 win.